Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. I'm just here playing nondescript monster catching / creating game where you collect and or battle creatures on my nondescript handheld gaming device. Boy, I sure do love catching and creating monsters to make them fight one another. This sure is an interesting format that only one franchise does. What are you talking about? What's a Telefang? Pokemon! It's the highest grossing franchise of all time. Adults love Pokemon, I love Pokemon, you love Pokemon. I'd be willing to bet that children under the age of 5 would recognize Pikachu before they recognize the cross of Jesus Christ. I'd be willing to say that you, the viewer, could name more Pokemon than you could name people in your life. It's a phenomenon that's captivated millions, possibly even billions of people in its time of reigning over the world as a multi-billion-dollar messiah, ready to shower its people with another line of plushies of the yellow rat that the people so adore. It's the premier way to catch, collect, and battle monsters against one another. Hi, I'm Melanin in Surname, and today we're going to talk about how Pokemon, and only Pokemon, is the franchise to battle your silly little house pet in. Now, am I wrong? Of course not. Around 1998 is when Pokemon began to really take off and people wanted a piece of it. That's why we see one of, if not the first, and one of, if not the most well-known Pokemon-like franchises, Digimon. Imagine Pokemon, but on steroids. It took the Pokedex 26 years to reach 1,000 monsters. It took Digimon 5. There are currently 1,458 of these things. Christ, look at these designs, man. I know not every Pokemon design is a hit, but not even the worst of the worst reached this low. Now, to be fair, there's lots of good ones as well, and quite a few that are actually just women. Anyways, here's my first reaction to several Digimon I've never seen before. This one's just cum.
Cum?
Like, level is baby 2. Reminds me of this guy. It's like the exact same pose and everything.
He looks like he'd go into battle and die.
Yeah, child soldier.
Oh my god,
that's a war crime,
dude. This is behind my setup.
Wait, no, there's a dude on top. There's a dude.
What? Donkey gets crucified.
D.I.Y. HRT. Come again.
It's just a dude.
It's just a dude, honey.
Whoa,
what do you?
Whoa!
Damn.
There is actual ass in this image.
There is.
Like they put shading so you could tell where it is. Here we have Robopon, released in 1998 as well for the Game Boy Color. This one takes a lot more inspiration from Pokemon than Digimon, judging from the sprite work, the tagline font, and the dual releases. Hey look, beat you to it. Though, actually Robopon Moon was the third game, like how the original Pokemon games had Yellow to add new content. Stars and Moon's versions were only released in Japan. Here in North America, we only got Sun, meaning that several Robopon that were exclusive to Stars were never available. Oh, pardon my rudeness, you're probably wondering what a Robopon is. Well, allow me to show you. Professional cartoon star, well known for his dances. So kids watch this guy.
I would set him on fire.
Holy shit.
What the fuck?
Fucking KKK in 2024.
Yo!
Monkey.
Yo! It's Frankenstein's
Homie
monster.
must have the most exasperative thoughts. Like, bro.
Oh my god, it's got fucking boobies! This is the second Robopon with tits. He's light and soft, I'd eat him. This is the third time it's just something with giant breasts. He's got little fucking penises coming out of his fishbowl. Uggy also has ginormous tits. Why? Don't catch him on a bad day? What do you mean? It's a catheter bag.
Hey, where you got all those lips? Oh, it's fucking a robot.
This one's just called Johnny. But oh
my god!
Oh my! Why?
I don't even know what to say.
I don't.
I really gotta go.
I don't get the joke.
Oh, bad.
No. Have any of you ever dissed on Trubbish, the garbage bag Pokemon?
No, I liked it.
I want you to
I hate
apologize. It's a friggin' bong. His gas is very toxic. It will cause you to faint in a few seconds. So this is either a penis or a butthole. He looks like he's getting fucking really good head though. While looking like a Pokemon clone at face value, this really is unique enough to be its own thing. It sets itself apart even further with an infrared sensor on the cartridge for powering up your Robopon, your character having real dialogue, and, most notable of all, you have a dad. Hey look, beat you to it. Here's a real Pokemon fad writer, Keitai. by Denju Telefang, released in the year 2000. It's a Japan-only Game Boy Color set of dual-release games where you use a cell phone to call monsters to battle. Honestly, a cute and unique idea that, while seemingly dumb now, is pretty novel, and I imagine for the time, when cell phones were just kicking off, it was super cool. Like, what's that? You wanna rob me of all my money and worthy possessions? Give me a sec, I got Bigfoot on speed dial, he'll help me out. Now, the question I posed in the intro, what is a Telefang? So we're gonna start out with the first one! Here we go!
Smash.
So, here we go. Would you...
That looks like one of those fucking fleshlights, like the Mater Bader and shit. That's just an Eevee.
He has a little hat! He has a little bowler hat! He's so cool!
Dude, I bet you he speaks
That's the
only in
cutest
riddles.
It's Obama.
Obama! Obama! It's Obama!
This is Obama in 2024.
My fellow Americans, I have become a telephone.
Would you put your dick in this thing?
Yes.
Would you let him crush you?
Yeah.
Alright, now we have Popaver, who looks like a big... that's... I don't like whale with nose hole. That hole should be up here, baby girl.
Smash.
How do you think he eats his Cane's chicken? Oh my god, he's a freaking Jello!
That's
oh my
cool.
fucking god.
I like his
Wow.
little party hat.
It's a party hat!
Smash.
I mean, now we have one that's just called Easy Dog.
Easy dog, that's me.
That's you! Easy... What?
That is not what I was
No
expecting.
fucking way.
That's amazing. That's like a 15 out of 10.
Judging... Oh my god. Yeah!
Okay.
What the...
Alright, that's like...
emoji.
What?
What the fuck is this?
I really don't like whatever it is.
What the fuck?
Smash.
Now, you as a viewer may recognize these games. They're rather well known in the Pokemon fandom space for having been used for bootleg games called Pokemon Diamond and Jade. Hey look, beat you to it. These were poorly translated ROMs with random unrelated creatures on the box art and actual swear words thrown at unsuspecting children. These are some of the most interesting oddities I can think of. There were clearly more than one or even two runs of these produced considering the changes in the box art and such. They also seem to be incredibly rare since I can't find any copies anywhere. On an unrelated note, here's my business email on screen where you can contact me for, say, I don't know, if you wanted to sell me a copy of Pokemon Diamond or Jade. Nothing really happened between 2000 and 2006 as far as my research goes, so we skip ahead to 2007. Hey you, potential Jaden Animations viewer and or editor. Hi Dong. Do you like Fossil Fighters? Well, it's time to talk about Fossil League! The DS game with Fossil in its name that's a lot like Pokemon that predates Fossil Fighters by over a year. This one has battles that are a lot like the GameCube Pokemon games, similar to Gale of Darkness, while the overworld is reminiscent of something I can't remember, but I adore it regardless. Now, everything we've discussed so far has had unique and interesting monsters, for better or for worse. Something like Johnny or Rat are interesting. So, what does Fossil League have? Heterodontosaurus. Okay,
I already-
this one is,
He's
I love
homophobic.
this one.
It's
You're not
pro-gay.
homophobic.
It's
This is a
heterophobic.
heterophobic. Oh my god,
That is
it
such
looks
a-
That's
like,
gay if I've ever seen it.
like identical. Like all these dinosaurs just look the same. Am I being
It's just-
racist?
It's just the
Yes.
last one with jaundice.
This guy gets the. This guy, he goes to the job interview. He gets the job. Look at that
Yeah.
firm hand ready to take.
Dude, he's
He's
going. He's
Look at
spinning
this-
dab up.
Yeah, look at the polite face and everything. He absolutely gets the job. There's no world where he doesn't.
It looks like it's rendering in real time.
These the eyes.
No,
those
that-
are
No, those are the nose.
Oh my
That
god.
was so
really-
fucking stupid.
Oh, you're ruining for me.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh,
Dude.
it's
Dude, he's doing the dramatic gopher
That
face.
is genuinely an AI generated dinosaur.
Bro is sending fucking like 5G waves from here.
This fucking dinosaur like had a cartoonish like coconut fall on his head.
He sits on this, and it just goes straight up him.
That's a bird. That's not a dinosaur.
We got Trudon.
Engine.
Dude, true.
True. So true, actually. Whoa.
Yo,
What are those?
I have small hands.
What are those?
You know what they say about small hands.
No, I
Yo.
don't know what they say about someone.
Small gloves. All right, now we have
Shut up.
Jeremiah, who I will be referring to as Jeremiah.
Dude, that's Germa.
It's Chairman 985.
It's all just dinosaurs. 106 prehistoric beasts, not fantasy monsters. Does this even count? I say yes, since it does feature pretty much anything else that a Pokemon game would. It has 5 types, unlike Pokemon's 18, but at least some of them breathe fire, so there's a Charizard of this universe that has yet to be tapped into. In 2008, we finally got Fossil Fighters. In this one, we interrupt this program to bring you a quick segment called These Are Things That Were Recommended to Me But Don't Fit In With the Rest of the Crowd. The first category is That's a Television Show. These are Slugterra and Monsuno. Both started in 2012 and were about catching monsters to defeat bad guys. Second category is These are Card Games. These are Yu-Gi-Oh!, Dinosaur King, and Magic the Gathering. These aren't about catching and more revolve around battling with the cards. Third category is Those Aren't Alive. These are Beyblades and Hover Champs. Both revolve around fighting with inanimate objects rather than catching living creatures for the same purpose. Fourth category is That's a Pet Simulator. These are Monster Rancher, Slime Rancher, Ooblets, Tamagotchi, and I'm not kidding when I say that this was recommended to me, Nintendogs. Fifth category is I hate mobile games. There's so many, but the ones I found the most interesting to mention were Booloo Monsters, Monster Legends, Pocket Mortys, and My Singing Monsters. There's also a subcategory here for games that are actually illegal uses of the Pokemon IP, like Monster Yacht Club or Megamon. Not sure if this really fits into a category or not, but Bakugan as well. Too much to talk about on it, and I'm not really trying to make a 40-minute section on Bakugan itself, though for my diehard Bakugan fans out there, here's our fun deal for you. When editing this into the video, I'll buy a Bakugan and record the proof. If it arrives before this video's deadline, it'll be on screen now. If it doesn't, check my Twitter or Discord to see the little guy. Sixth and final category is very recent indie game. Like, sure, I could mention all of them, but that's so much that it overshadowed the ones I really want to talk about. So, provided by a Reddit post I found during research, here's a bunch of them. And now, back to your regularly scheduled program.
And this time, the two of you are partners.
Anyways, back to Fossil Fighters. In this one, you can dig up and put together fossils to create dinosaurs. Excuse me, Vivosaurs. See, in most other Pokemon-inspired games, you would find a creature, battle it, catch it, raise it, care for it, whatever. In Fossil Fighters, however, you take a dead-ass motherfucker and make him alive again just to beat the shit out of other undead dinosaurs. Excuse me, Vivosaurs. Now, of course, you could say that I'm overthinking it or bring up the fact that there are ghost Pokemon, but I simply have to say, shut the fuck up. I'm the one on your monitor. What I have to say matters, and you don't argue. Fossil Fighters is like if the aforementioned Fossil League was less realistic. It's almost like they were stealing designs from Fossil League. Take a look.
Oh my god.
Bro's fucked up. We have, where would you like me to do? Holy shit.
Lord.
It took us getting halfway through the whole selection of them to find the good ones. He's sleepy.
Yo.
Oh, but he got a spike on his back tail.
This one's got pants on! Finally, a dinosaur with some freaking decency. Also important, it's like the Peter Griffin pants and they go over the tail as well.
Oh my fuck.
Welcome back to Smash or Pass with dinosaurs.
Would you?
It's fine, they're legal. They're like
Yes.
12 million years old.
Why are you blue?
Why are you blue?
He looks like he was like made out of waffles and they covered him.
The Eskimo friend that said.
Looks like he's made out of blue waffles. Please go to Google and
Shut
search up
up!
blue waffles for more information.
No.
Coachless. He does not have a code, I'll give him that. He ain't lying. Alright, now we have Andrarch. His name, its Japanese name is Andrew. God, would you fight with Andrew? Would you send Andrew out in a fight?
I would get bullied and my ass kicked if I played.
Yeah, I feel like you get bullied if not only you pull out Andrew, but if Andrew looks like this.
That guy lives under a bridge and tells you please chat the riddles.
Yeah, this is the dungeon master at your local D&D session. Getting freaky on a Friday. Oh my god. He's so cold. If you're cold, he's cold. Let him in.
Get him a blanket.
Give him a kiss. Oh no, guys! If we blow on him, we can still save him. Some of them are just way too similar to each other. If they're on the same species-ish thing, then they all just look like NFTs. Just like the aforementioned Fossil League, this game features 3D gameplay with battles similar to the GameCube Pokemon games, but its overworld is much more like what the 3DS Pokemon games came to be. Anyways, if you're here and you watched Jaden's video and kept saying to yourself that I would be talking about Fossil Fighters at some point, comment, I get it, smiley face. Here's a far more obscure one than the others. Released in 2009 for specifically the DSi, was Photo Showdown. Why specifically the DSi? why, you might be asking? Well, because they wanted to use the camera, of course. You turn on the camera to catch the skeletons in your closet and the duendes in your garden to make them battle. Oddly, it doesn't give you a creature based on what you took a picture of, but rather just kind of generates a random monster. I lack much to say on this one, so let's get into the monsters. Just kidding. This game is apparently so obscure that the sprites for the monsters are not available in an easy to look at manner. I don't feel like compiling all the ones I can see from official Konami videos with a questionably aged and dressed anime girl, box art, and a few other gameplay videos up on YouTube, so sorry about that. However, I will say that one of these Konami videos led me to discovering Invisimals, and I don't want to research that since this video is almost done, so I apologize to the 2 people who accused Konami of ripping them off. I only now realize that I forgot to speak on the protagonists in these games, so here's the Melody No Surname Pokemon-esque game protagonist review show, where I look at the anime characters that you play as. Why do they carry massage gun looking things? Thank you for joining me on my adventure into Pokemon-esque game protagonists. The final one that I could find that wasn't an indie game is Yokai Watch, released in 2013 for the 3DS. This is easily the biggest one on the list with how much of a storm it caused. It was huge and genuinely inescapable for a while back then. I'd walk into my local Walmart and I'd see nothing but Yokai Watch plushies and shirts and toys and games. In this one, you gain access to funky little demons, fairies, sprites, and ghosts called yokai via getting medals after battling or by actual gambling. Pokemon can't have a game corner anymore, but Yokai Watch can actively have kids participating in gacha games. So here's a bit of an issue. See, when reacting to all these monsters, I've looked at as many of them as I could so long as it was in an easy to see format. Digimon was simple because all of them are laid out in one page. I know I missed several Denju, Robopon, and Venusaurs, usually because they're in sequels. But I think it's time to mention here specifically that I will not be peeking at every yokai. In my initial research, I found that there were 245 whimsical creatures that I know nothing about. Turns out that my research was wrong and that there are actually 752 according to this video. So for a more concise experience, we will be taking a peek at only the first game's selection.
Is this definitely from a different time, for sure.
This is from 2013.
Yeah, things were different back then.
He would have put you in a cage and stab you with his spear.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, it gets worse.
All right, now we have Tambo. Oh my god. No.
He is crying. He's crying out of his lost.
I've lost
His girlfriend broke up with him.
I mean, is that...
Oh, my ape's gone!
Imagine getting head from that thing.
That thing would eat your cock.
She's fucking pogging! I'd hit her with my car.
That thing is definitely on the spectrum.
This is based on the same thing that Shift Tree from Pokemon is based on. Same hair, same shoes.
Yeah. Well, you have really good perception.
Conception.
I mean, you could have just kept messing up with words that sounded similar. You have a really nice complexion. You have a really nice inception. You know, could have just fucking kept going.
LD, your concessions are amazing.
You have a really good reflection.
Ooh, no way.
No way.
No way. He rejects everything with a no way. Becoming a brain surgeon astronaut is easier than getting past him.
No.
The next one's called Lava Lord. What are we thinking?
It's gonna be him.
Recolored.
It's gonna be
him, but recolored. God damn it.
Called it.
I fucking knew it.
They miss you? Did they get your number at least?
Okay, don't fucking do this to me.
It's
Come
the
on.
They're all the same.
God, fuck off. I'm gonna have to point out. I'm gonna have to do the math and see. Whoa, it's just the 4 of them. Hey, you guys want to take the Dromp to work today?
Bro, let's drop pull to work.
Insectoid. Bug.
It's a cicada. Insectoid. Yo!
Yo! The fucking cat dude!
After being run over by a truck, bro got isekai into fucking yokai watch.
Oh my god! Oh my lord!
Oh,
That's the best one so far.
He's got a real potty mouth.
That's my penis when I see these boobies. Draggy. Aww. That's it. That's Krunger. Only notable thing.
Gotta be a slur.
Half of these are just recolors of another. I'm definitely missing something here, but this all seems really lazy just to inflate the numbers of monsters by like 100. The only easily accessible games in this franchise are the first three, Yokai Watch 1 and its dual release sequel, Bony Spirits and Fleshy Souls. The Pokemon Yellow equivalent to Yokai Watch 2, Psychic Specters, is expensive as shit, as is Yokai Watch 3. And all of the spin-offs. What in the world even causes these numbers at this point? Like, I sure would love to play the Yokai Watch series of games, but I simply cannot afford a $300 game. How would I ever... Oh, I know! Piracy is the act of...